Hello guys. Yeah, that's so weird. Anyway, hello, hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my tutoring lessons and stuff. With tops_tricks. If you are new, please subscribe, share, like, and comment. Um, so on today's video, as you saw by the title, today we're gonna be dealing with if statements, which is a type of selection, falls under the selection heading. In selection we have if statement, we have select cases, which is similar to if statement. We have we have what again? Oh yeah, we have it's select case and if statement. Am I mistaken? I'm not sure if I'm leaving out another one, but anyway, so today I am just going to be showcasing this if statement on how it is used in a practical, which I've already dealt with on the previous video. So if you didn't watch that out, please go check it out. Before we continue, because I'm just going to be copying the code from the previous video, and then I'll continue from there. So if you didn't watch the previous video, then you are forced to go watch it so you can understand what we are doing on this what we'll be doing on this video, or what is being done, what was done on the previous video. Anyways, excuse me. So yes, the scenario is still the same. We're still calculating the PCM, except this time around we're supposed to tell the user their status based on their PCM. So if their PCM is 70% or higher, then they get exemption. If it's between 40 and 70, they get exemption. Exam qualification. If it's less than 40%, then there's no access to the exam. And then yes, I'm going to be already by saying it, already just by I guess saying this part here, you can hear that I'm using the if statement that I'm going to be using here, because I'm saying if the PCM is greater is equal to 70% or higher, then they get exemption. And then if the PCM is between 40 and 70, then it's exam qualification. If the PCM is less than 40%, or maybe even equals to, I'm not sure if it's equals to or just less than, then there's no access to exam. So already you can hear that I'm going to be using if statements here, and they make sense in the manner that you want to understand what is written or the scenario that is given to you. So yes. And then also I feel like I'm going to be showcasing this bonus here. They say allow your program to use any number of practical assignment using an additional if statement. So this after I'm done with this, and then I'll have to edit again and then do this part, because this part will alter the most of the code, most parts of the code actually. So yeah, and it's worth 30 marks. So I think it's worth it. Anyways, let us continue. So like I said, on that note, I've already done editing this video. So probably by the time you see this video, that the currently video you're looking at or you're watching, the previous video, this video would be done by that time, or by the time you're watching this video. Whatsoever, this is so confusing. Anyways, let's continue. And then so what should I do? Like I said, I'm going to be copying the code, so because I'm lazy, and it is just a repetition of code, so I don't want to do that. If you didn't watch the previous video, then just go straight and watch it before you come here, otherwise you'll be confused. So I'm just going to, I don't know if it's gonna allow me to just do this. Hopefully it does allow me, please. Let's see if I can open this with Notepad++. Let me see. Okay, it doesn't make sense. It's okay though. Let's see here if I can find at least the thingy. Settings, designer. Which one is it here? Resources. Is it this one? I don't think it is. Anyways, let me just open this thing and then I'll copy and I'll create a new project so we can be fast. So, well, the plan is to finish at least in 20 minutes or less even, because I don't think I'll be taking long. It's not that it's not gonna take that long. And also bear with me for my PC being this slow, because I'm recording, I'm using Visual Studio, and I'm also compiling this edition here or this video, so it's bound to be at least a bit slow. Yeah, this was the code for the last practical, so I'm just going to copy all of it and then we'll edit it on the new project. So I'll have to close this one, close solution, and then create a new one. Yeah, we made of silent there. The silent was too loud. And then this will be practical 2, actually 3, saved under informatics 100, and then we create so I'm just going to paste everything that I copied from the previous practical. And there it is. So this is what we did on the last practical. Maybe just to give a recap, Nyana. So we declared 4 variables here, 5 actually, and I said to you guys that these are called global variables because I'm declaring them outside of the the main method. And then they're called global variable because I can access them everywhere inside this module. You see where it says module 1, inside this module 1 and up until here add module, I can access those variables, these ones that are declared outside the main. They are called what? Global variables. And then declared 5 of them, which will be used to get information from the user input information. It will be stored in these variables. And then now here I'm getting inside this main function, we declared what we call local variables here, where one will be used to calculate the PCM, and then one will be helping us to calculate the PCM actually, just to break down the formula and then make it into more clearer and understandable formula. Or lines of code actually. And then these are called local variables. The reason they're called local is because I cannot call or access this DBL PCM outside of the end sub. So if I was to call DBL PCM here, it will give me an error because I can't access it. It's a global variable, so the PC can't recognize it outside of this end sub. I hope that makes sense. That's why it's called a local variable. Local supporters supporting the local community. Anyways, and then here we got the information from the user, and then we stored it in these variables that we declared here at the top. And then we also did some user-friendly messages here to tell the user to tell the user what to do or what kind of information to enter, right? And then moving on, and then here we calculated the total practical marks, And then here we calculated the total average, not the total, the average practical mark. And then here we calculate the actual. We calculated the actual PCM. And then after we displayed the PCM to the user, I even showed you guys on how to round decimal numbers. So you just call math.round, and then inside you pass what we call arguments. So on the first argument you pass what you want to round off, and then on the second argument you pass the number of decimals that you want to round off to. In this case I want it to round off whatever this is to 2 decimal places, and then I also added a percentage at the end. And then and then now so now it's a different story. Sorry about that. So now I'm supposed to use my PCM to tell the user what their status is, whether they got exemption, exam qualification, or no access to exam at all, which is very, very hurtful and cruel at some point sometimes. But anyways, so I will just I'm just gonna leave this part of displaying the PCM here, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So it's more gonna say your PCM is, and then after here I should add this part of using this PCM, whether to tell the user what their status is, whether they got exemption, exam qualification, or no access to exam, right? How do I do that? That's where the use of if statement comes into place. Actually, wait, what did I do? Yes, anyway, can just add a comment here and say using if statement to determine the status of the user based on their PCM, right? Using if statement to determine the status of the user based on their PCM. I hope that makes sense. And how do we do that? Don't get confused. This is how we do it. We say if, right? Actually, this is going to be tricky because I'm used to coding in Java, so bear with me here. I feel like it's capital letter I, and then if, and then we don't have brackets, so it's gonna be if DBL PCM, right? DBL PCM is greater or equals to, I believe even 70% is exemption. So, cause they didn't put the exclusion and exclusion. They were not necessarily very, very much clear and specific whether it's it's equals to or it's not included or whatsoever. So for now I'm just going to guess that 70% or higher. Okay, this is tricky. Okay, 70%, when is equals to 70% or higher, that is an exception. Okay, so it's going to be when the PCM is greater or equals to 70, right? Then and if. So if our PCM is greater, I don't think this should confuse you. We call this compare. Yeah, this is going to kill me actually. Let's see. Well, someone operator tells the value. So what do they call them? These things? Operator? No, well, they are part of operators, but we use this to compare, right? To compare whether this is greater than this or what. It's basically comparing the two values to see if this is greater than this or not, right? So comparing statements, if you can say so. We have this one, we have less, we have greater, we have less than, we have greater and equals to, we have less or equals to, we also have equals to. So those are our 5 compare statements, if you might put it like that, I don't know. But anyway, So yeah, this is our first if statement, right? So also, okay, I'm going to show you guys two ways in which you can do this thing. So now they say if DBLPCM is greater than, then now okay, there are two ways in which you can do this, right? You can either choose to display straight to the console when this is true, right? Or you can actually create a helping variable where if this is true, you actually get to store that exception inside that variable, then you display the variable later on. Okay, so this is what I mean. I'm going to showcase what I mean. So here I'm going to create what I call a helping variable again, right? So Steam status, actually it's supposed to be str status, right? And then for string, then as string, right? So what is this going to be used? What is this variable going to be used for? This variable is going to be used for storing this strings here, these weights. If it's 70% or higher, then I store the exemption inside that variable. And then if it's between this, I store the exam qualification inside that variable. And then otherwise, I store the no access to inside that variable. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to say str status equals to exemption. Yeah, spelling. Unfortunately, let me just do this. If you guys don't mind, well, not that you're supposed to mind anyways. Aha, I hope this makes sense. So here, okay, now this is going to look bad. So what am I saying here? I'm saying if DBLPCM is greater or equals to 70. So if it's greater or equals to 70, then str status equals to exemption, right? Or you can also choose to do this. You can also choose to output straight to the console if the PCM is greater or equals to whatever. So you can choose to just do something like this, right? And I can say maybe just a status, then I put something like that. Then I say, oh, actually, there won't be a need for me to. Then I say, oh wait, let me paste. Alright, does this make sense? So instead of me storing exemption in this variable here, I'm just going to straight away display this status to the console. And then, yeah, I don't know which way you can choose, but I'm going to just showcase the both of these. And then now we're gonna cater for when PCM is greater or equals to 40. Is it 40? Yes, it's 40. It's 40. And is it end? Yeah, not or. Okay, yes, and DPL PCM is less than 70. Because we can't say less or equals to while this one already catered for the equals to. So if the PCM is equals to 70, it falls under here. So meaning here we're supposed to say if it's less than 70. I hope that makes sense. But then here we're supposed to say if it's greater or equals to 40. Yeah. Does that make sense? I hope so. And then here's gonna be exam. What exam? Yeah, that's a long word. Okay, you know what? Copy and paste. Then here I'm just going to do this. Oh yes. So again, this is also just going to straight away output this to the user, to the console, only if this condition is met or this condition is true. So what's happening here? I'm saying if my PCM here is greater than or equals to 70, display this message to the console, right? So then, and if, then I'm saying if again. So if this message is not true, right, this thing won't execute. This thing won't execute. So this will only execute if this condition here, this one here, it is true. I hope that makes sense. But then if it is false, then this doesn't the program won't execute this, then it will jump and come to the following lines after the end if here, right? So after the end if, we have this another if statement here, saying if the PCML is greater or equals to 40 and the PCM is less than 70, then you output exam qualification, you output straight away. So again, if this condition is also true, then our message here will be outputted to the console. But now I'm thinking whether I should put and or here, right? Because those who are doing logic or will be doing logic or already doing logic, you should know that and means both the conditions on the left and on the right should be true in order for the whole statement to be true. And then or means either one of the two conditions should be true, right? And then mind you, I've already catered for greater than 70 here. So I feel like also or should work. Why am I saying that? Cause wait, yes, I feel like or is also, either you use and here or you use or, it should work. There shouldn't be a problem with this, because I'm saying if DBL PCM is greater or is less. So either if the PCM be, let's say 39, this, okay, it's gonna fall under here, because because or means one of the two has to be true in order for this statement to be true. So if I put or here, and then maybe the PCM happened to be 39, which is less than 40, but then it is also catered on this condition where it says if PCM is less than 70. So meaning or is not the right, what do they call these things again? Okay, I forgot what they call these things. We have and or, right? I forgot what they're called. I don't want to lie to you, but then I hope you get the point. Now if I say and, I'm forcing for the condition, for both conditions to be true. So the PCM should be true on both sides. The PCM should be greater or equal to 40 and also less than 70 for this statement to be true, all of it. And then this message here will be outputted or displayed to the console. And then we're gonna do our last if statement here, and then we're gonna say if, right, DPL PCM is less than 40. Okay, what happened? It's less than 40. Let's have 7 minutes. Well, I'm already past the 20 minutes. Anyways, let's just continue. Then do this. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, if the PCM is less than 40, then again, like I said, I'm going to show you that it works, and then I'm also going to uncomment this and then comment this, and then show that it works if you choose to the other way around. So this one is no exam. No access to exam, unfortunately. No access to exam. Right now, this is what's going to happen. So if our PCM is less than 40, meaning 39 is also, or 39.9 is also less than 40. It will, well, yeah, it is less than 40, so it will fall under this no access to exam thingy. I hope this makes sense, guys. I hope I'm not confusing you, cause yeah. Anyways, so okay, just to explain again. So here I'm going to be using my PCM to determine the status of the user, whether the status is granted exemption, exam qualification, or no access to exam. So yes, so I'm going to use the PCM. So here I'm saying if the PCM is greater or equals to 70, then display this message to the console or to the person to see what their status is, right? And then end if. So I'm ending this if statement here. Then I'm gonna again say if, because I'm not done, right? I should accommodate for each and every condition here. In this case, we have 3 conditions, right? So again, I'm going to say if it's greater or equals to 40 and DBL PCM is less than 70, then you are exam granted whatsoever to write. Anyway, but then if our PCM is less than 40, then no access to exam, unfortunately. So yeah, that's what's happening here by using our if statement. So let me run this and see what's going to happen. Please enter your preg 1 mark 85, 95, 88, 70, my ST2 75, exam whatsoever. And it's rare, to be honest with you guys, it's rare for a student to get a PCM of less than 50. Very rare, very rare. So if you're not working hard, but then obviously if you're not working hard on your practicals and yet they worth 10% to your semester mark, is it your semester? Yeah, I think it is to your semester mark, yeah, 10%, that's a lot of marks. So just make sure you are putting that effort in it and stuff. So now let me put lower values here and see if I'm going to get the no access to exam. So for example, if you be getting above 45, 50, 35, let's maybe say 6 around that will make a difference. And then in your ST2, which weight a bigger proportion, because it's 65% over 75%, let's say maybe you get 45, right? Okay, at least not bad. Exam qualification. Okay, not bad actually. Yeah, so our thingy works as you can see. And then let me check something, guys, because I wanted to add another way to use these if statements, of which we call nested, to nest the if statements. So I don't know if it could be on the coming practical, if I should just leave it. And then also I don't know if I should do the bonus part, because to be honest with you guys, my chat was to just do a video of at least 20 minutes long, but now it's 29 minutes long actually. So it's more than what I expanded it. So yeah, I really know. Okay, for some reason my PC takes long to load the files, or in File Explorer. I don't know why it loves to do this, but anyways, so the bonus part, the bonus part, it might seem tricky. Well, it is tricky if you don't have the knowledge of coding, obviously, because now you're going to allow the program to use a number of practicals assignment. So as you can see here I'm only taking for practical assignment. So now they want the program to to be able to cater for any number of practical assignment. I hope that makes sense. So meaning the first thing that you'll have to do is ask the user how many practicals they're going to input, or they made, or they wrote, right? And then maybe they say the user enters 5. So you are going to have to get each and every mark of the five practical assignments. Yes, so that's the bonus part. So of which it will want me to alter this code here. So I don't know if I should do that or not. Okay, let's see. It's loaded. Please don't take a while. Okay, now this is not good. I hate it when it does this for no reason unknown. Anyways, I believe this is done. Yep. Now that that's out of the way, can I close this so my PC can breathe a little? And then, okay, should I do this? Should I not? Is it going to take a lot of my time? I bet it's going to take a lot of my time, because now I'm gonna have to make you guys understand. But anyway, I choose not to do it anyway. Yeah, that's it. That's all about. Okay, no, let me see if it takes long to load this thing, and I wanted to see if on the next practical or next video, then maybe I'll be showcasing you the other ways to use this if statement, because this is clear and understandable. Oh yes, before I forget, guys, I said this is also doable, right? You saw that I can choose to output straight to the console, or I can choose to make a variable which will be used to hold one of the status is based on which condition is true between the three, and then later on I choose to display that string. Just let me copy this, guys, and there's a student here. Anyway, so like I said, you can choose to do it in this other manner, which I'm doing now. I'm showing you guys on how to do it. And then you say str, actually small letters, str status. This is supposed to actually work the same. So as you can see, I deemed a local variable, or declared a local variable specifically to hold the statuses. So and then well, these are the if statement, the three if statements, 1, 2, 3. And then if one of these statements is true, or one of these if statements here is true, then that status will be saved inside that variable, this str variable. Then here I am I am displaying that status to the console, which is what I'm doing here, status, and then I concatenate. Why? Because this is unfortunately not the same. As you can see, it's not the same as this, right? So I can't. Well, you can wait. Let me see. Actually, you can, but it wouldn't make sense because yeah, well, I mean, it's supposed to allow me to do that, because now you are concatenating, or you are adding a string to a string, so it's supposed to make sense. But then I can't choose the status, because now this if statement is supposed to choose the right status for me using the PCM, and then after they take that status, they store it in this variable. Hence now I need to concatenate with this str status, which inside has the right status. Either it's no access to exam qualification or exception, depending on which of the three conditions is true. Yeah, that was a lot of explaining, so I hope that makes sense. So this other way you can I guess at some point you'll have to use this to declare. You have to make use of this other the approach I'm showing you guys now, of declaring a variable and then using it to store variables, mainly because maybe you might want to use that information later on, right? But in this case, since I'm not gonna be using this str status later on, you can also just choose to display right away to the console after, right away to the console when that condition is true or is met, right? Which is what I showcased earlier before, what I'm showcasing now. So I hope that is clear. So we can just run this, and then for you to see that it makes sense and it's doable. So 75, 55, 84, 65, 99, 95.2% exemption. So it still works the same as you saw. What else did I want to add? The reason it's calling here is because I did not initialize it. So you see that thing of initializing, sometimes it usually be this case in strings, but on maybe numbers or other stuff it doesn't cry. Like here it doesn't cry and say I didn't initialize it, but here you see it underlies in green. It's not an error, it's maybe let's just say a comment rather, because it even tells you that the variable is used before it has been assigned a value, which is basically initializing or value assignment. So what you can do here, you can just say str status equals to nothing. Now it won't complain because I assigned it to nothing, or I initialized it. Excuse my voice here. So yes, that's it for this video. Actually, that's it for this video. Also guys, can you comment down below if you want me to post this code on GitHub or in the description? Well, should I post in the description below, in the description slot, or should I post on my GitHub and then post my GitHub link in the description, so you can access this code? Maybe if you wanna play around with it, not for cheating purposes, but then just for, I don't know, because it's gonna be it's gonna work on my benefit if you come here to check what I did or how I did some things. But then just comment below what do you think is a better idea for you guys. And then otherwise, that's the end of this video.